everyone, today we're going to do a custom doll makeover. So this was a kit doll who had some pretty serious issues. She had some very floppy arms and legs, so I had to restring the doll. There's a video of that on my channel. And she had a broken eye post, so I had to pull her eyes out and repair them before I could get started on her paint job. But with that said, let's get started. So I have my Liquitex paint here. That is a base brown that I like to use for eyebrows. And then I have black, white, and red to tint for the other parts of her face. And then I have two things here. I have my satin varnish and I have my matte medium. These you will use with acrylic paint to make the paint thinner, also to add shine, and it also becomes permanent on the doll's face. I use a spotter brush, which is a teensy weensy little brush, so I can get tiny strokes for her eyebrows and eyelashes. It works really well for that. I tend to like to just extend the existing eyebrow line, add a little bit of weight and a little bit of length to the eyebrow, and try to match the color as closely as possible. So there you go, easy peasy. And then I'm going to take a slightly darker shade and I'm going to go along the bottoms of the eyes and just add a few small lashes. And one longer one towards the corner to create that lower lash line. All right, and go toward the other side and repeat that over here. Ta-da! She is looking fantastic. And so I'm going to get that corner, one longer lash on both sides, right where her natural eye crease would be. And then I'm going to put a few shadow lashes on each side with that darker shade of brown. I'm going to go above her eye. I paint one long shadow line above the eye, and then 2 or 3 more lashes to kind of work their way back down to that corner. Fun fact, the corner of your eye is called a carbuncle. So I paint the carbuncles with a dark line on the top and a slightly pinker shade directly underneath to give a natural look. Those are kind of hard to get symmetrical, believe it or not. All right, a little bit of red and I can get started on the lips. It's not fully red, I just mixed the paint off camera. I'm going to go in and do a base coat of a nice medium pink. And what I usually do is make the lip line a little bit larger than the existing lip on the doll, but follow the shape. So you can just add a line all the way around as though you're outlining it until it gets to the size that you want. And then I go in with a slightly darker shade of sort of a pinkish brown, and I'm going to add a few lines to make it look like wrinkles, lip wrinkles. So I'm trying to make this a little bit more naturalistic than a traditional custom that I would have done. All right, so I'm going to get in the underneath sides of the lips, getting as close to the teeth as possible without getting any paint on her teeth. And I'm putting that darker shade on the underside of her top lip to create a shadow effect. And now it's time to varnish. I'm going to make this permanent. So I take the satin, I want her lips to be a little bit shiny, so I'm using the satin varnish on her lips only. And this will seal the paint and just give a little luster. Yeah, it's looking really good. And then I take my matte medium out, and you can also buy a matte varnish, I just have this on hand. And the matte is going to seal the paint on their eyebrows and eyelashes without adding quite so much shine as the satin. Just go over lightly all the places that have been painted. Make sure you get those carbuncles. Great. And the last step, I'm just going to take a little blush. I use my own personal blush and just add a little color on the cheeks, and the cheekbone lines across the top of her cheeks where her freckles are. And then I'm going to do her temples. And I'm going to come back in and do the top of her nose too. And this just adds a little bit of contouring and dimension to the doll's face to give her a little bit more of a real life look. It's pretty subtle, but a nice little touch. And there she goes. Look at her, all finished. So now I'm going to put her back on her body, which I restrung yesterday. Give it a nice tight knot. And there she is, all back together. This is a Monique wig that I bought off of eBay ages ago. So I'm going to set that on there and see how she's going to look once she's all finished. So good. And so now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down and take her outside and grab a few pictures of her all put together. Thank you for watching. Here she is, not afraid to get close. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. I really appreciate you watching my video, and I hope you will subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. Thanks!